Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome into today's video. For today's video, I'll be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be sharing my meal preps, just my meal prep for this video. For my meal preps, I'm going to be making some English muffins, some breakfast sandwich, tomato paste, soup and lasagna. I like to have my breakfast on the go each morning just to make my mornings, as I always say, go smoothly and to head out of the house quickly. So right now I'm going to be taking you guys along with me into the grocery store, doing some of my grocery shopping, heading back home and prepping my freezer meals. So let's get today's video going. Back from the store, I'm gonna start prepping my tomatoes, onion, garlic, and other herbs for my tomato paste. I like to have my tomato paste at home on standby for midweek prep. Let's say I want to make like jollof fries or stew sauce. I always need my tomato paste for that. I'm making this, I'm able to add all the herbs I want. I love parsley a lot, so I'm going to add a lot of parsley in this. The process I've developed for my tomato paste is super easy and pretty efficient for me. So I'm going to assemble everything in my baking sheet just like you're seeing right now. Then put this in the oven and roast for an hour. I like to get that roasted charred flavor. I really love that flavor. Once I'm done with roasting the tomatoes, I like to move on to the next part, and that is blending my tomato. And with blending it, I'm going to have lots of liquid in it, but after that I'm going to just cook my tomato paste down just to get out that excess water and get that desired thick tomato consistency. So I have some extra bell peppers. I'm gonna add it in the pan as well just to get more flavor. Moving on to the next recipe, I'm about to make my native soup and also mince some meat for breakfast sandwich. But right now, I'm about to make my native soup. I love to have that at home for myself and my family. So I'm gonna divide this meat in three sections: one for my native soup, one for my minced meat, and also just to have an extra one in the freezer just in case I need to make something during the weekday. When it comes to meat, chicken, I'm a bit is a bit tricky for me. I like to go to certain stores to get my meat and chicken. Like I prefer to go to Kroger for my beef. I love the way Kroger keeps their beef. Is if it looks well kept and more presentable, then I love to go to Maya for my chicken. Sam's Club is a place also whereby I can get my beef or produce. Other than these three stores, I don't think I get my beef anywhere else or my chicken even. It's interesting how things are done differently in different places. Growing up back home, my sisters and I, when we go do our groceries, our favorite part was going to the butcher section, picking out the meat we want. Any kind of meat we want is prepped and cut right there in front of you. That was our favorite thing to do. But here in America, you go to the store, it's already prepped and cut and packaged for you to just bring back home. So I just find that interesting coming here. So right now I'm about to prep my stock for my vegetable soup. I'm gonna be adding fish, some stock fish, some dry fish, some crawfish. Then I'm going to be adding lots and lots of vegetables. That's what makes vegetable soup very, very delicious. And I'm so happy my kids are able to enjoy it and getting that vegetable nutrients. This soup lasts for about 2 weeks and it's been a lifesaver. All I do is prep, freeze, defrost whenever I need to use that for dinner, and it makes my life so much easier. While my stock is prepping, I'm going to be making some Italian sweet sausage and turkey for my lasagna. Right now, I'm about to be prepping some sweet corn. We love sweet corn in this household, which will finish in a day or the next. I'm about to cut that out, cut it in small sections for my little ones to be able to handle. This is something I can add to their plates as side or even snacks. I know kids love junk a lot. Whenever I can encourage or sneaky veggies or anything better than their random junks they eat here and there, I'm able to take the opportunity and run with it. So I'm going to go prep my corn, that's wash my corn thoroughly, then boil it. So my stock has been boiling for a while and is ready for me to add my some of my native ingredients. I'm going to be adding something we call offo. It's called thickener. So it's going to thicken my soup, then add my veggies. And my lasagna sauce is also ready for me to move on to the next phase. So right now I'm adding my lasagna pasta into my boiling water. I'm going to be adding oil, vegetable oil into the boiling water just to keep the lasagna from sticking together. That's a very good trick when it comes to this bread. So next is my spinach. I'm gonna bring that out into a bowl and sort it out and make sure everything is fresh. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna clean these veggies very well with water and vinegar. And once I'm done with that part, I'm gonna roughly chop this up in tiny pieces. That's how we do it with our vegetables. I'm gonna chop this up, add this to my soup, and also add my native leaf called ogo, but in English it's called pumpkin leaves. I always get this in my local African store and it's always frozen. So I'm gonna defrost my pumpkin leaves, wash it just the same way I washed my spinach, then add into my soup. There is nothing like too much vegetables when it comes to vegetable soup. I love to add lots and lots of veggies. This is where I shine with veggies and I love it and it tastes so delicious. After adding my veggies, I'm gonna stir everything together until well combined. While everything is cooking and some are done, I'm going to be grating some cheese for my lasagna and start my layering process. My tomatoes and other veggies have been roasting for a while now, so it's ready for me to blend and put in my lasagna first, then move on to the tomato paste process. As you can see, the color on the tomato, the green bell pepper, and on the onion, even the parsley, that roasted chard flavor, that is what I'm going for, and it makes your stew or anything you're preparing taste so delicious. And I'm going to use some of my paste even for my jollof fries, for my rice stew, for sauce. It just tastes so good when cooking. Now it's time to blend. As you can see, I still have some liquid in the tomato, which I don't want. I'm gonna cook this down to get rid of that excess water. Once the excess water is out, I'm able to get that thick tomato paste consistency. So while my paste is cooking, I'm going to be moving on to the next recipe. I'm going to be making some breakfast muffin. My boys love muffin. They're obsessed with muffin, so I have to have muffin always at home. But my first son loves muffin with blueberries, same as me and his dad. So we love the muffin and blueberries. So I'm gonna be making two batches. One batch is with the blueberries, and the other batch is for my picky eaters who don't like blueberries in their muffin. As a mom with school age kids, having all this little breakfast and snack prep at home is just a game changer. It makes your task less tedious, and I can speak for myself, it makes my task less tedious. And having this every morning, quickly prepping it for them before they go to school, has saved me so much time and energy. It feels a bit stressful during the weekend when I'm prepping all this, but during the weekdays, I'm able to flourish and thrive without stressing too much about breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And as life is changing, 9 months postpartum, and getting well adjusted into my new routine, I'm moving to other things. Having meal preps at home is just is something I appreciate. I really do appreciate it. I have 4 kids and 3 growing boys that eat a lot, so having all these preps ready to go is something I will always keep doing. So right now I'm about to prep and mince my beef. I like to use this little portable blender. It gives me that desired soft consistency I want whenever I mince my meat, and I always use this too to make my meatballs. I really do love it. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to season, mold my meat around, then flatten it up. You're gonna see how I'm gonna do it, and start frying it in the pan. If you want to avoid the stickiness, you can always apply oil on your palm. And at the same time, I'm going to apply oil at the bottom of my glass bowl, which I'm going to be using to flatten the meat to avoid that stickiness. It really does help a lot. And also, it helps me work faster. So right now, I'm going to be molding this like a meatball. Once I'm done molding my meat, then I'm going to be using my glass bowl just to flatten the meat so that I'm able to layer them up when I'm making my breakfast sandwich. And also, flattening them up helps cook faster and like well done. It makes everything cook accordingly. You don't have a place that is well cooked and uncooked. So that's why I like to mold and flatten up in very thin form. Then once I'm done with that part, then I'm going to be frying them up. I won't really call it frying because I use very minimal oil. I just have a rub on the pan just to have that moist surface for my beef, and also to give me that all round well cooked patty. But I use minimal to no oil because I'm just trying to avoid the frying process. And I'm going to be using my grill pan just to get that grill line on the patty. I'm gonna be cutting out some thin slices of cheese, which I'll be using to layer my breakfast sandwich. But meanwhile, I'm not gonna be adding my eggs just yet. I love my eggs runny, so I make it in the morning before breakfast. And also for the kids, I'm gonna be making their eggs well done and drizzling some ketchup in theirs. But having my eggs runny with my breakfast sandwich makes my sandwich so juicy and moist, and I love that. I'm going to be sharing a clip of the egg and everything layered the morning of breakfast. But right now, I'm going to be assembling everything, putting that in the oven. Once that cools down, I'm going to wrap it up and put in the freezer. This is a favorite in my household. My boys love this. So this is what it looks like in the morning after I've added my egg. It's so delicious. So my tomato paste is done, the water has dried out, and now it's time to bottle that up. And this is what it looks like. It's so red, very rich, smells so good. I love making my tomato paste. I just love it. So I'm gonna clean around the bottle and let it cool off before putting that in the freezer. If you hear little voices in the background, they are my little ones. They go wherever I go, so just don't mind that. For my next recipe, I'm going to be chopping some chicken. I'm using this for my quesadilla. And remember the spinach we chopped earlier on, I'm going to be adding that into it. This is another fun and easy way of adding veggies into my kids meal. They love the chicken, they love the cheese, they love the quesadilla. So why not add veggies into it? Whatever opportunity I get to add veggies into my kids meal, I am going to take it. I clean as I go, especially with my hand and surface area. Since I'm cooking lots of food, I try as possible to keep a good sanitary environment while cooking. So I'm going to mix my chicken and kind of pan roast my chicken. As you can see, I try my best to avoid deep frying due to health reasons and all that. So deep frying, low sodium, I just try my best to keep that at minimal. So I had excess veggies I chopped earlier on. That's my spinach. I'm gonna be adding that into it. So for the last and final recipe, I'm going to be making mini egg bites. The kids love egg bites. They love the egg, they love the cheese. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add little chunks of vegetables into it and they don't even see it and they enjoy it. This egg bite is easy and very simple to make. All you need is your egg, some cottage cheese, some cream, and any seasoning of your choice. So I still have some extra egg mixture. I'm gonna be adding that into my baking pan and use that for bread sandwich. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna be adding veggies into my egg bites. I chopped up some veggies, that's green and red bell pepper, and I'm gonna be adding that on both mixtures. So I'm done adding my veggies into my egg mixture. Now it's time to bake. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna let everything cool down before packing and organizing my food prep for 2 weeks or so. As you can see, we've already dug into the lasagna and some of the muffins. I'm going to be cutting out my quesadilla. Everything is cooled down now, and then I'm going to be packing that up and putting that into the freezer. As you can see, I store some of my food preps in a bowl or Ziploc bag, and I also use baking sheet to wrap and divide some of them. This gives me easy access in the morning or whenever I'm bringing them out from the freezer. And also, it makes it easy for anybody else at home to get out from the freezer and have an individual breakfast for themselves. So I cut the egg I put in the baking pan and added into the bread and made like a bread sandwich. So right now I'm adding my individual bread sandwich into the Ziploc bag, but I'm gonna be putting this in the fridge and not the freezer because it's gonna go really quickly. This is just easy and quick grab for those early morning school run. Same thing I did with my bread sandwich. I'm gonna be doing that with my breakfast sandwich as well. I'm going to be using this baking sheet to wrap them up. It's more sturdier and it holds them pretty well. So I'm gonna quickly pack up my food and organize them in the freezer. And we've come to the end of today's weekend reset slash food prep reset. As a mom, I get inspired by other moms and I hope to inspire other moms as well. If you enjoyed this video and you stuck around to the very end, thank you for watching and also thank you for stopping by if you're new. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.